Joining us now is Marriott's CFO, Leeny Oberg. Nice to have you here.
Thanks very much. Great to be here.
And to have you with us. Wouldn't think I'd want to start on AI, maybe, but I will, because I think technology has become a very important part of your business. And, our understanding to a certain extent is you're transforming the way you engage with your customers in all sorts of facets. So how are you doing that, and how conceivably is that adding efficiency and or increasing your margins over time?
So it is a really important part of how we think about working with our customers and our associates in particular. So we're really doing an overhaul, if you will, of our reservations, our property management programs, our digital channels, everything that really is required in today's digital commerce world. That will take several years and will really be a new way for us to be able to communicate. As you know, it's really important to be able to communicate with your customer, not just during this day, but before, during, and after. And really having Marriott Bonvoy be able to do that through our digital channels is critical. But then when I think about AI, that's another component on top of it, which we are absolutely using, but we're also being really thoughtful about it. I think at this stage, we use it more in the back end for more research on marketing and things like that, because in our space, it is at the end of the day very much about the person-to-person contact with our guests. But certainly as it relates to doing better research and being able to do things quicker and faster and more accurately, we're using it, but we're taking it one step at a time.
Yeah, so it's going to play out over time, right, as is this whole digital transformation, so to speak, that you're talking about. But give me an example of what it's going to mean for the customer in terms of how they interact with Marriott now versus what it will look like in a few years.
So one of the easiest ways to think about this is how you shop. You probably are traditionally used to the classic of where would you like to go? Well, we actually want you to be able to shop any way that you want to shop. I would like to find great places to bike. I would like to find great places to snorkel. I would like to find places that can handle my group. So it's really being able to dramatically improve the experience for how you research your travel and then how you execute it. You want to know that you'd like to have that hamburger when you get there at 1 a.m. in the morning, and you'd like to be able to say that ahead of time rather than getting there and having to deal with it then. So it's very much about communication and ease of use, which is, as we all know, through the past number of years, everybody got a lot smarter about using their smartphone.
Yeah, it sounds like a wonderful way to try and book a vacation. Somebody who's trying to book a vacation now. I want to talk to you about business trends overall in the United States. Travel grew less than overseas. And so is that sort of the evolution of us coming out of the pandemic? We traveled all over the place in the United States, and now it's time to find someplace new.
So the way I would describe it is if you think about coming out of the pandemic, the U.S. really went first. And if you think about where we were last year in the second quarter, the U.S. saw these extraordinary growth rates in demand, particularly leisure first. But then we're now seeing that business transient travel and group is definitely coming back, and group has come back with a bit of a roar. So when you compare that to international, particularly Asia Pacific, which is really coming out the last, they're now seeing what we saw a lot of back in the U.S. a year ago and seeing these tremendous increases. And cross-border travel in the second quarter really improved meaningfully. And a number of those U.S. travelers who were taking their vacations in the U.S. a year ago in the second quarter had the opportunity to actually travel abroad. Now, interestingly, we still saw that leisure business in the U.S. grew in the second quarter, but it's certainly, to your point, not the same as international.
Yeah.